Let me be clear from the start. 2026 will not reward the smartest people in the room. It will reward the most decisive, the most disciplined, and the most relentless. If you want to be unstoppable in 2026, you don't need motivation. You need a strategy and the courage to execute it while others hesitate. First, ruthless clarity. Most people aren't stuck because they're lazy. They're stuck because they're vague. I want more money. I want success. I want balance. That's not a plan. That's wishful thinking. Unstoppable people decide exactly what they want, how much, by when, and why. Then they eliminate everything that doesn't move them closer. If it doesn't grow your income, your skills, your health, or your freedom, it's a distraction. Cut it. Second, leverage beats effort. Hard work alone is a trap. If effort were enough, everyone with 2 jobs would be rich. In 2026, winners will use leverage, skills that compound, systems that work while they sleep, people and tools that multiply results. Ask yourself daily, how do I make this work once and get paid repeatedly? That mindset alone separates the unstoppable from the exhausted. Third, train yourself to live in discomfort. Most people design their lives around comfort. Unstoppable people design their lives around growth. They do the calls they don't want to make. They learn skills that bruise their ego. They delay gratification while everyone else chases quick wins. If you can get comfortable being uncomfortable, you become dangerous because most people quit right there. Fourth, own everything, your time, your income, your mistakes. No blaming the economy, no blaming your past, no waiting for permission. Ownership is power. The moment you take full responsibility for your outcomes, you regain control of your future. Unstoppable people don't ask who's going to save me. They ask, what's my move? Fifth, fix your information diet. If you consume garbage, you'll think small, endless scrolling, fake inspiration, and opinions from people who've built nothing. That's mental debt. In 2026, your edge will come from consuming less, but better. Tactical knowledge, real case studies, skills that turn directly into income or leverage. If it doesn't teach you how to build, sell, negotiate, or think clearly, it's noise. Finally, play the long game. Most people want results fast. Unstoppable people want results that last. They show up when it's boring. They stay consistent when no one is watching. They compound effort while others chase trends. This is where the gap explodes, not in talent, but in patience. So here's the truth about 2026. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't reward intentions. It pays those who execute. Be clear, use leverage, embrace discomfort, own everything, control your inputs, stay disciplined longer than anyone else. Do that. And unstoppable won't be a goal. It'll be your default. Ruthless clarity means deciding without apology exactly what you want your life to look like and refusing to negotiate with anything that pulls you away from it. Most people float through years on vague desires. They say they want more, but they can't tell you more of what, by when, or at what cost. Vagueness feels safe because it doesn't demand commitment. Clarity is dangerous because once you're clear, you're accountable. Ruthless clarity starts with specifics. Not, I want to be successful, but I want to earn this amount from this source with this level of control over my time. When you get precise, your brain stops fantasizing and starts problem solving. You move from dreaming to execution. Then comes the hard part, subtraction. Ruthless clarity isn't just about knowing what you want. It's about knowing what you're willing to say no to. Opportunities, relationships, habits, even good things that don't serve the main objective have to go. Focus isn't adding more, it's removing distractions until the path is obvious. With clarity, decisions get easier. You stop overthinking because the filter is simple. Does this move me closer or farther from my target? If it doesn't move the needle, it doesn't get your time, no guilt, no justification. Ruthless clarity also means accepting trade-offs in advance. You stop pretending you can have everything at once. You choose progress over popularity, long-term wins over short-term comfort. That choice eliminates regret because you already decided the cost was worth it. When you operate this way, momentum follows. Energy stops leaking. You wake up knowing what matters and what doesn't. And that's why ruthless clarity is powerful. Not because it makes life easier, but because it makes it simple. Simple beats chaotic, clear beats clever. And in 2026, clarity will be a weapon. Leverage over effort is the moment you stop asking, how hard can I work? And start asking, how smart can this work without me? Effort has a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, and once they're gone, they're gone. Most people stay stuck because they try to outwork the problem instead of redesigning it. They stay busy, exhausted, and underpaid, mistaking motion for progress. Leverage changes the game. Leverage is when one action produces outsized results. It's learning a skill once that pays you repeatedly. It's building a system that runs whether you're present or not. It's creating something valuable that scales beyond your personal time. Unstoppable people don't chase tasks, they chase multipliers. They look for work that compounds. Writing once, selling many times. Learning once, applying everywhere. Solving a problem so well that it keeps paying long after the effort is done. This doesn't mean avoiding work. It means being intentional about where effort is placed. Early effort goes into skills with high returns: communication, sales, negotiation, decision-making, skills that make everything else more valuable. Leverage also shows up in delegation. If someone else can do a task 80% as well as you, and it frees your time to focus on high-impact decisions, that's leverage. Holding on to everything because of ego or control isn't strength, it's a bottleneck. Technology is leverage. Capital is leverage, people are leverage, but none of them matter without judgment. The real advantage is knowing where to apply pressure so results explode instead of crawl. In 2026, the people who win won't be the ones working the longest hours. They'll be the ones who designed their work to work for the M. They'll build once, improve consistently, and let leverage do what raw effort never could: scale. Effort keeps you moving. Leverage moves the world around you. Discomfort as a daily habit is choosing growth on purpose instead of waiting for pain to force it on you. Most people only change when life backs them into a corner, when money runs out, when opportunities disappear, when regret gets loud. Unstoppable people flip that equation. They voluntarily step into discomfort early, so they're never crushed by it later. They do the hard thing before it becomes an emergency. The awkward conversation, the skill that makes them feel stupid at first, the decision that costs comfort today but buys freedom tomorrow, not occasionally, daily. Discomfort becomes powerful when it's predictable. When you expect it, it loses its teeth. It stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like training. You don't panic when things get hard because hard is normal for you. This habit sharpens judgment. When you regularly push through resistance, you learn the difference between real risk and fake fear. Most fear is just unfamiliarity dressed up as danger. Daily discomfort teaches you to move anyway. It also builds self-trust. Every time you do what you said you would do, especially when you don't feel like it, you prove to yourself that your word matters. That confidence compounds faster than motivation ever could. Comfort, on the other hand, is expensive. It costs momentum. It dulls you. Urgency. It quietly convinces you that tomorrow is guaranteed. Unstoppable people know better. They treat comfort like dessert, earned, controlled, never the main course. In 2026, chaos will be normal. Uncertainty will be everywhere. The people who win won't be the ones trying to avoid discomfort. They'll be the ones who trained for it, built a tolerance for it, and learned how to perform inside it. When discomfort is your habit, pressure stops breaking you. It starts shaping you. An ownership mentality is the decision to stop outsourcing your life to circumstances, luck, or other people, and take full responsibility for the outcome, even when it's unfair. Most people want control without responsibility. They want better results, but they're quick to explain why something wasn't their fault. That mindset feels good in the moment, but it keeps you powerless. If it's not yours to own, it's not yours to change. Ownership flips that. When you own the result, you own the leverage. You stop wasting energy on blame and start directing it towards solutions. The question changes from "why did this happen to me?" to "what's my move now?" This mentality shows up in how you treat time. Owners don't drift through days reacting to notifications and requests. They protect their calendar because they know time is their most valuable asset. Every yes has a cost, and they choose deliberately. It shows up in income, too. Employees think in terms of hours. Owners think in terms of value. Ask how they can make themselves harder to replace, how they can create results that matter, and how they can participate in upside instead of just collecting a paycheck. Ownership also means owning mistakes without drama. No spiraling, no excuses, just honest assessment and fast correction. The faster you take responsibility, the faster you recover. Pride slows people down. Ownership speeds them up. This mentality is uncomfortable because it removes hiding places. You can't blame your past, your boss, the market, or your environment, but that discomfort is exactly where power lives. When everything is your responsibility, everything becomes adjustable. In 2026, volatility will be normal. Rules will change. Paths will shift. The people who thrive won't be the ones waiting for stability. They'll be the ones who know how to take control in unstable conditions. When you think like an owner, you stop waiting to be chosen. You start choosing yourself. Your information diet determines how you think, and how you think determines how you move. Most people are overfed and undernourished. They consume endless content but gain no strength from it. Opinions, outrage, recycled motivation. It feels productive, but it quietly erodes focus and ambition. You can't build anything meaningful on a diet of noise. An intentional information diet means you stop consuming what's entertaining and start consuming what's useful. You choose inputs that sharpen judgment, build skills, and lead to action. If it doesn't help you make better decisions or more money, it doesn't deserve prime real estate in your mind. Unstoppable people are selective. They don't keep up with everything. They go deep on a few things that matter. They study how value is created, how deals are structured, how problems are solved in the real world. Depth beats breadth when execution is the goal. They also shorten the distance between learning and doing. Information without application is mental junk food. The moment something is learned, it's tested, implemented, refined. That loop, learn, apply, adjust, is where growth actually happens. This diet also includes what you ignore. Constant updates, trending outrage, and other people's opinions about things they can't control are filtered out. Attention is treated like capital because that's exactly what it is. Spend it poorly and you go broke mentally. In 2026, information will be everywhere and wisdom will be rare. The edge won't come from knowing more. It will come from knowing what matters and acting on it relentlessly. Control your inputs and you control your trajectory. Starve the noise. Feed the signal. Long-term discipline in a short-term world is the ability to keep showing up after the excitement wears off and the applause disappears. We live in a culture addicted to immediacy. Fast results, quick wins, overnight success. Most people quit not because they fail, but because progress is slower and quieter than they expected. Hen results don't arrive on schedule. Discipline collapses. Unstoppable people understand the delay. They expect the gap between effort and reward. They know that most meaningful outcomes compound invisibly at first, and they're willing to work through that phase without reassurance. Discipline for them isn't intensity, it's consistency. It's doing the small, boring, repeatable actions that stack over time, making the call, publishing the work, practicing the skill, reviewing the numbers. No drama, no mood dependence. They also play fewer games, but they play them longer. Instead of chasing every new opportunity, they commit to paths that reward patience. They resist the urge to pivot at the first sign of discomfort because they know momentum only shows up after endurance. This mindset requires emotional control. You don't overreact to wins. You don't spiral after losses. You stay steady while others swing between excitement and exhaustion. That steadiness becomes an advantage in a world driven by impulse. In 2026, the environment will favor those who can delay gratification. While others jump from trend to trend, disciplined people will be quietly stacking skills, assets, and relationships that compound. Discipline isn't restrictive, it's liberating, because when you can trust yourself to stay the course, the future stops feeling uncertain. So if you're looking for the secret to becoming unstoppable in 2026, here it is. There is no secret. There is a standard, and most people refuse to hold themselves to it. Be ruthlessly clear about what you want and what you're willing to give up. Build leverage so your effort multiplies instead of exhausting you. Make discomfort your training ground, not your warning sign. Take full ownership of your time, your income, and your decisions. Guard your mind by choosing better inputs. And stay disciplined long after the excitement fades. None of this is flashy. None of it is easy. And that's exactly why it works. 2026 doesn't need you to be louder, luckier, or more talented. It rewards those who are deliberate, resilient, and consistent. People who stop waiting for permission. People who move while others debate. People who build while others consume. If you commit to this path, you won't need motivation. You won't need validation. You'll have momentum, and momentum is hard to stop. The world is going to move fast. Choose to move with intention. That's how you become unstoppable.